It's Friday. We're gonna talk about what's sold. Yeah, it's Friday. I hope you sold something too. Yes, I really, really do. It's Friday.
Hello, it is Friday. Not sure why my voice did that, sorry. Okay, so today is the day we talk about some things that sold from my eBay store and Poshmark this week, because I actually sold some stuff on Poshmark. As per usual, I'm going to tell you how much I paid for it, how much it sold for, and how much my net profit is after we take out those eBay fees and Poshmark fees. And that's the money that actually I am earning. So I always like to be transparent with my numbers and let you know the real deal here at the Zula Mercantile. So let's do it. The first one, this is a pair of Wilson's leather suede pants that I got for just $1. They sold for $30, and that gave me a profit of $24, and those took 9 months to sell, which really surprised me. They got a lot of action, but finally they sold. Okay, so next up here, this is a pair. This is a pair of a skirt. It's a skirt. It's a vintage denim maxi western skirt by Lauren Jeans Co. Got this one for $3. It sold for $36, and that gave me a profit of $27.41, and that one took 6 weeks to sell. All right, I love this one. This is an item that was sitting in my pile for a very long time. You can't really tell in the picture, but on the shaft of this cane, it was super pokey. Like it would be really painful if you walked into this thing or hit somebody with it, God forbid. But what I decided to figure it out. And it's a vintage Irish blackthorn walking stick, aka shillelagh. Very similar to a shillelagh, but not quite. And I was so pleased. I got it for $5 a long time ago. It sold for $75, and that gave me a profit of $58.69, and it sold in 1 day. And I got positive feedback. The guy is thrilled. I will definitely keep an eye out for these canes again. They look very rustic, super dark on the shaft of it, and like I said, they are pokey. It looks like a thorn thing, a thorn stick. All right, next up here, this is a vintage Rogers Silver Company. This is a butter frog, but it was missing its glass dish on the inside, and one of the legs was bent. So he had a couple of issues. I picked him up for just $4.50, not thinking about those issues. And thankfully, it did sell for $35, giving me a profit of $24.84, and that one took 6 weeks to go. Sorry, I gotta adjust my seat here. Next up, this was just recently. I got these loudmouth golf pants from a friend who's clearing out closets. So I got them for free. They sold for $40, giving me a profit of $33.70. And those just took 1 day to sell as well. And my hero did not try those on. I know you wanted to see that, but he just didn't want to. And I'm not a girl that's going to force my hero to do anything. So that's the story on those. Okay, next up here, this is a Revere. Well, it's a vintage double ring. That double ring on the logo there. It's a Revere Ware egg poacher pan, 8-inch skillet. And somehow I listed this a little too low. So this person got a great deal. I did too. I got it for just $3. It sold for $30. And that gave me a profit of $21.80. And again, 1 day for that one to sell. And a lot of things just kind of fly out this week, which I love. Okay, this is a set. The brand is Wallace, and the pattern is called Balance. There were 17 pieces in this, and I picked those up for $4.28. They sold for $30, and that gave me a profit of $20.52, and they just took 1 month to go. I got some really cool flatware today. Watch the video on Monday to see those. Okay, next up here, this is John Pike's Wonderful Perspective machine. I think it was machine at the end of there. Yes. Anyway, it's a drawing tool, and I got this. I went to an artist's estate sale, and I very smartly, I looked through all of her small tools and things. This was a really neat vintage item. It was missing one piece, so I probably could have sold it for more if I had that, but I didn't. So what's a girl going to do about that? Nothing. This I picked up for just $1, and it sold for $45. That gave me a profit of $37.24, and that one took 2 months to sell. Okay, here's a Waterford crystal bowl. Got this one at that sale where I got I don't know, 25 pieces of crystal, and they were each 96 cents. And I sold it for 37. That gave me a profit of $29.92, and that one took 2 months to go. Still have lots of crystal if you need crystal. All right, now this coat, I saw it at a sale a long time ago for $10, and it's a vintage cashmere blend coat. And so I was like, ooh, cashmere. And it had a lot of condition issues that I didn't realize till I got it home. I mean, I bought this back in 2023. Since then, I've learned some things about really looking at stuff before I buy them. But, you know, it still happens to the best of us. So this is an Einiger cashmere coat. Had some stains, missing some buttons. I got it for $10. It's finally sold for $30, and that gave me a profit of $14.28, and it took 2 years to sell. So yes, anytime I pick up something like this, I definitely check it. On the back, on the bottom, definitely look there, because you're going to have some kick up of salt and snow and watermarks and not good things on that cashmere. So be sure to check them out. Okay, next up is a tiny Maruca crossbody purse. I got this one for 50 cents. I sold it for 19, and that gave me a profit of $15.13, and that took 9 months to sell. I got it last summer at a yard sale. I'll never pass up a Maruca, especially for 50 cents. Sheesh. Okay, this next one here, this is the brand is called Fish Pond. It was a very nice backpack. And I paid, let's see, I paid $4.33 for it. It did sell for $65, and so my profit is $50.23, and that one took 5 months to go. It was really nice. I did have it priced a little too high, I think, so I ended up taking an offer on it. I don't know why, I was just stuck in my head that like, I'm gonna get a ton of money for this thing, but $65 is great. That is great profit on that one. Okay, this was so nice. I actually went to a thrift store, and on the coat rack, just sitting there with all the regular ski coats and stuff, was this vintage 1950s official. It said Regulation Army wool trench coat. Unfortunately, it was missing its liner, so that gave me a hit on the value a bit, but still, I did just fine on it. I spent $10.65 on this one, sold it for $75, and that gave me a profit of $53.04, and it just took 1 month for that to go. Like, I knew I still had to pick it up, even though it didn't have the liner. I did just fine on that one. Okay, now Peck and Peck is not a brand I usually pick up, but this one was a cashmere sweater. It had a repair on it. Again, you know, like, just make sure you check the details. I do recall this one. It was a super busy estate sale, and so I was just like, ooh, cashmere, put it in my bag. Cashmere, put it in my bag. Paid $5 for it. It sold finally for $22, and that gave me a profit of $13.24, and it took 6 months to sell. Like I said, it had a little repair on it, but the repair was really done well, so I made sure to have photos of the repair. This person definitely knows that it was on there, and they got a great deal on a beautiful cashmere sweater, so there you go. All right, Patagonia. This one did me right. I've been having trouble with Patagonia lately. You just have to have the right items. This was a full zip, better sweater, men's. I got it for just $1, which is why I picked it up. I was like, yeah, I'll give that a shot. It sold for $31, and that gave me a profit of $24.87, and that just took 2 weeks to go. Moshiki skirt. Wow, I'm just realizing I did have quite a bit of clothes this week. That's really strange for me, but it's all good. This skirt is called Moshiki, and it's a really neat reversible, and it had all these snaps so you could change the size, adjustable, reversible, great patterns, color blocking on this one. I got it for $3.12. It sold for $25, and that gave me $17.67, and it took 8 months for that one to sell. Oh, this unicorn. A unicorn. There's a neighbor. There's a house being cleared out, and all the prices were super sky high. And you go there and you feel like, I want to buy something. Of course, also, I want to contribute for this neighbor who had gone into assisted living, I believe. So I did purchase this unicorn clip. Yeah, you pushed on them and it held notes and stuff. It was solid brass, really heavy. I got it for $2. It sold for $20, and that gave me a profit of $14.50, and it only took a day for that one to sell. So that was a good one. And more clothes. Giorgio Armani. It's the only time I've ever found Giorgio Armani, real deal, in the wild. And this was a pair of satin pants, gorgeous. Got them for $5 and they sold for $40, giving me $28.90. And those took actually 18 months to sell, a year and a half for those to go out. So I'm so glad they found a home. I hope someone will wear them to something really fabulous. They were really nice. All right, this Mexican mirror. It's one of those classic ones with the doors that open. Really neat. I had seen it in the pictures for an estate sale and I wanted it. And I thought it was going to be this big, but it turned out to be this big. But I bought it anyway because that's what I went there to get. I did pay $6.50 for it. It sold for $25 and that gave me $13.95 and it took 3 months for that one to go. Okay, now this one here, I will not buy again. I bought, I don't know, a dozen of these things. And what they are, it's a vintage Potter and Brumfield. It's a relay coil. And they were all brand new in their box. And I thought these are really cool. Somebody needs these. They go into like antique radios and things like that. I paid $1 and something for it. Let's see, $1.96. And it sold for $10. And that gave me $7.06. No, it's not even that. Actually, it gave me $5.97. And it took 10 months for that to go. I still have a couple and yeah, I'm not going to do that again. That was wrong. So yeah, I'm wrong. Probably a lot I'm wrong, but it's all fun and it's all learning, which is what it's all about. So moving on, this is a pair of vintage Chiron eyeglasses. They were so cool. Actually, my friend Holly found these. So yeah, I know Holly's watching, so yes, you get full credit for finding these for me. But they did have an issue. One of the corners on the cat eye was broken, which is okay. They still sold for decent money. I paid $4.38 for them. They sold for $30, and that gave me $20.82, and those only took 4 days to sell. So I know that the Chiron glasses do well. When we looked them up there at the estate sale together, we were like, wow, these are great. But you know, with the flaw, just disclose that. Hopefully you'll make your money back and some profit, and I sure did on those. That was good. Thanks, Holly. Okay, now this straw purse, it was woven. Oh, and it had a lid and a turn lock. Beautiful. I got this one for only $2.50. Sold for $23, and that gives me $16.05 in my pocket. That one took 4 months to sell. And, you know, I don't think I am going to grab these anymore. They just historically haven't done well for me. So no matter how much I'm romanced by the beauty of the straw flowers on the side and the leather handles and the kiss lock, not a kiss lock, but a turn lock on there. So nice, but they're just not huge money makers, and they are big and bulky, a little difficult to ship. So keep that in mind if you do find one of these. Look it up. All right, I did, well, just today I sold this dress here. It's a Mindy Malone dress. I got it for $1 a long time ago. I'm still waiting for payment on it, so maybe shouldn't even be talking about it. So I did sell for $30. I thought it was going to do great. Actually, I've had this since September of 2023. And I got it for $1, so that's no big deal. But we'll see. Hopefully they will pay for that. And we will get that out the door too. Next up here, this is a vintage Dooney & Burke purse. I got it for $1.79. It sold for $25, and that one gave me $19.45. And that one took a year and a half to sell as well, which surprises me. It was the pebble leather. It had really nice, the metal tag on it and everything, but I sold it. It's gone. All right, now here is the best sale of the week, and I'm glad that I trusted my gut with this. You might remember I picked up 2 of these. They are needlepoint canvases. It's a mesh sheet with a hand-painted art on here by Chris Roberts Antio. Fabulous art, really whimsical, quirky, funny. As you can see, it's a woman. She's laying on a horse. And these were beautiful. They were, I want to say 17 by 12. I got 2 of them, $2 each. And I noticed that the finished artworks, if you did go ahead and do the needlepoint, they were selling for like $900 to $1,000. So this is a retired one. It's from the 1990s. You cannot get this pattern anymore. So I shot high on these, listed them both for $350 each. And this one, somebody sent me an offer and a nice little note for $300. So I took it. And that gave me a profit of $257.10. And it just took 10 days for that to sell. And I really hope that, hey, maybe this weekend the other one's going to sell too, and maybe even for full price. These were really a fabulous find, and I just knew it when I saw them, that these are going to be good. I just know it, and they are. And it's one of those days where you feel like, I do know what I'm doing. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, the next thing here, this is this one is, I don't have it in my notes, but I have it in my, basically what I do is I'm looking at a little slideshow of the things so I can describe them for you. And then in my notes, I have my numbers for what I made, so I can tell you my correct numbers. But this one that you're looking at here, it's a vintage bird. It's from Spain. It's a black little plate, about 6 inches, and it's etched in it. There's birds and flowers, really beautiful. We did pay $5 for this. This was a hero find. It sold for $20, and that gave me a profit of $10 and some change. Like I said, I don't have it in my notes, but after fees and everything, yeah, that's probably how that one shakes down. But it sold really quickly. That one sold, let's see, I listed that one on the 9th. So that one took 2 days to sell. Okay, sorry for the not preparedness on that little plate, but we talked about it. I sold 2 things on the Poshmark. I sold a shirt by Pilcrow Anthropology, as you know. It was a pretty ruffle front linen shirt. I got it for $2, sold for $22, and that gave me a profit of $15.60. And it took a whole year for that one to sell. Moving on. This is one of those Title IX sweaters that I got just recently. They all turned out to be wool, so I can't wear them. I could barely touch them, but I'm glad to find them new homes. So this one, I spent $6.50 on it. It sold for $34, and that gave me a profit of $20.70, and it just took a week for that one to sell. The Title IX stuff, I usually have no problem selling it at all. I mean, even if it's not huge money, it's still just nice to throw something up. People want it, and they get it quickly, so that is always fun. All right, so that is all for what I'm going to talk about today. It's a beautiful weekend here in Colorado. So, if you're here, get out there. There's a ton of yard sales going on. There are estate sales everywhere. If you're somewhere else, I hope the weather's good for you and you can get out there too. Find something good. Get it listed. Get it sold. I guess that's it. Tell me in the comments what was your favorite thing I sold this week. See you soon.